Early this year, Governor Baker signed a law requiring all schools to have AEDs. Those are automated external defibrillators. They can save the life of someone in cardiac arrest. The bill was inspired largely by the death of Kevin Major, a 19-year-old athlete from Westfield who died in 2011 while he was swimming. He had hypertrophic cardiomyopathy, which can often go undetected. Carolee McGrath spoke with Kevin's mother, Susan Canning, to learn about the law and her effort to save lives.
As of July 2018, when the law goes into effect, every school, and under the definition of the Commonwealth, every school will be required to have an automatic external defibrillator in the building. It also goes as far to say that any school-sponsored event, whether it be a science fair, a theatrical play, or a sporting event, an AED must be present with somebody with the AED knowing how to use.
Okay, so there's also training, the training component that goes along with this as well.
That is correct.
So this was inspired, of course, by your son, Kevin Major. And tell us a little bit about him.
Right. Kevin, my youngest son, passed away in 2011 due to a condition called hypertrophic cardiomyopathy, also known as athlete's heart. Up until that point, I had no idea the incidence of cardiac arrest in our young adults. And actually, 1 in every 3 days, we lose a young individual in this country due to sudden cardiac arrest. And when we found out that was Kevin's cause of passing, we needed, and I needed as a mom, to raise awareness. If I can do anything to prevent another family from this tragedy that can be prevented, that's my mission, and that's my goal.
But to understand a little bit about Kevin, he was an amazing athlete. He was an incredible hockey player. So you would have no reason to suspect.
Absolutely no reason. Kevin, we felt was an amazing athlete. He had played hockey since the age of 3. He was playing junior hockey with the Springfield Picks team.
Which is a high level.
It's a high level. It's junior hockey, absolutely. He was in great shape. He had always played sports throughout his life. He was also playing rugby for the Springfield rugby team. They called the Springfield Rifles at the time of his passing. He had just come off of a weekend of tournaments both in rugby and hockey. So, if I can paint the picture of an athletic, active young gentleman, he was 19 years of age. He showed no symptoms whatsoever of having some type of cardiovascular issue.
So having the AEDs in the schools and at different events obviously is going to make a difference, but you have some personal stories that you can share with us about that.
Absolutely. We know that when somebody goes down, and again, my concentration and mission is more for the youth, but this holds true also for adults. When somebody goes down, starting CPR immediately increases the odds of survival. When you have life-saving equipment readily available on hand, on site, we know that it's almost a 3-fold chance of survival. American Heart Association has a statistic that every minute that goes by when a patient, collapses, is less chance of survival. So if you can imagine having to run to grab an AED, run it back to the scene, you could lose anywhere from 3, 5, 6 minutes. That's a lot of percentage of not surviving.
We're also talking a little bit beforehand about a recent example of where this made a difference.
So going back and throughout, Kevin's career, I never looked for an AED in a hockey rink. It just didn't even cross our mind. One of our first donations was to Amelia Park in Westfield, Mass. The AED sits in the lobby, ready and available in case of need. And it just so happens a year ago, a gentleman from the Greenfield area came down to watch his son play youth hockey. Felt great that day. He was in his 40s, and he ended up collapsing on the side of the rink. And it was the AED we donated that he is here today to continue to watch his son play.
So this has to be a really great moment for you that the legislation passed, and certainly that story has to give you a great sense of purpose, but it's also got to be incredibly bittersweet. You didn't set out as a mom to be doing this for the rest of your life.
Absolutely not. And again, if you asked me 6 years ago, I never would dream that I'd be doing this. But the passage is absolutely a home run. It's a home run for all of us. It's a home run for the school systems, for all of the students and the up-and-coming students in these school systems, but also for every community. Because when you look at a school system, yes, our children spend a lot of time during the school hours, after school activities, which is awesome. We want them to be heart safe. But these buildings are also used in the evening for community events. So it's not only a gift for the students, but it's also a gift to have them heart safe during the evening hours when they're used for community events also.
So since Kevin's passing, you also founded the KEBS Foundation, which is named after him. Part of that mission was the AEDs. What other activities do you do and sort of public awareness events do you hold?
Right. So we know the big part of sudden cardiac arrest in the youth is to bring up awareness. So we spend a lot of time raising awareness throughout the community on how to be heart safe, how to recognize and know what call to action needs to take place, knowing hands-only CPR, having folks certified in CPR, having them understand what an AED is, take all of the myth away, you know, that I can't use it because I'm not a trained professional. That's not the case. The Good Samaritan law protects everybody. They're extremely easy to use. We've taught children as young as 8 years, to 6 years of age. They're very simple. If you know how to turn on a game station, PlayStation, you know how to turn on an AED, it'll walk you through it. It doesn't matter what manufacturer it is. They all work very similar. Turn the button on, follow the instructions, and you too can save a life.
And, just finally, so Kevin was an avid athlete. He loved hockey and he played other sports, as you had mentioned. What would you recommend to parents just about, making sure that your kids are safe in sports in general?
Number one, be aware. Understand what the symptoms look like, whether it be shortness of breath, obviously a blackout or seizure-like activity definitely calls your attention. Maybe somebody that comes off a shift and has trouble catching their breath beyond the normal sprinting and just kind of catching their breath. Those are extreme fatigue. These are some of the symptoms to be aware of. I would encourage every parent, whether now will be regulated by law and a school event, but if you're in a city or a town playing recreational sports, that park, court, field should also have an AED there. And I challenge every parent to learn at least hands-only and go on the internet and learn how to use an AED. It's literally 3 to 5 minute video. It's simple, it's easy, and it's the right thing to do for our children.
Susan Canning, thank you so much for coming in and telling us about this and sharing all that great information about AEDs and your son.
Thank you.